everyone! Our lesson today is for Form 2 story Cinderella. Let's remember the previous events by watching this video, part 1, page 4 to 7.
By Charles Perrault. Retold by Jenny Dooley and Charles Lloyd. Copyright Express Publishing. All rights reserved.
A pretty young girl, Cinderella's her name, lost her mother and father. What a terrible shame. Her stepmother's daughters were ugly and mean. They told Cinderella,
"You must cook and clean."
"Now you're alone. You must do as I say. Go to the kitchen and work there all day."
So she cooked and she cleaned all day and all night.
"I'm trapped in this kitchen. This just isn't right."
Okay, let's look on the main points for this part. Cinderella is a pretty young girl. She lost her father and her mother. She lives with her stepmother and her stepmother's daughters. They were ugly and mean. She cooked and cleaned all day and all night. She trapped in the kitchen. Let's watch part 2 from page 10 to 17.
Then one day a letter arrived at their gate. It came from the palace on a silvery plate.
It says that the prince, who's handsome and tall, will choose a young bride tonight at the ball. A ball? Oh, what fun!
Please let me come too.
But the stepmother said,
No, we're not taking you. Oh dear, Cinderella, so dirty and small. You can't have a dance with the prince at the ball.
They laughed and they laughed. They were both mean and bad. Cinderella said nothing because she was sad.
Go back to your kitchen. Don't leave it at all. We want to make plans for our night at the ball. Oh, Mother, what should we wear? Silk gowns with silk ribbons and combs in your hair. This is my best gown. Oh, yes, it's just right. And what about this one? So pretty and bright.
Okay, the main points for this part. A letter came from the palace on a silvery plate. It says that the prince, who is handsome and tall, will choose a young bride at the ball. Cinderella wants to go. Cinderella wants to go to the party, but her stepmother said, "No, we weren't taking you. You can't have a dance with the prince." Let's watch part 3.
Cinderella went back to the kitchen and cried.
Oh, I want to be there when he chooses a bride.
And just when she thought there's no hope anymore, her fairy godmother flew in through the door.
Don't cry, Cinderella. Your godmother's here. You can go to the ball at the palace, my dear. Look, here is your gown. Try it on, my dear.
But I haven't got shoes.
Your glass slippers are here.
Okay, let's talk about the main points. Cinderella went back to the kitchen and cried. She wanted to be there when the prince chooses a young bride. When she thought There is no hope anymore. Her fairy godmother flew in through the door. Her fairy godmother brought her new gown and glass slippers. Let's watch part 4 from page 22 to 25.
The fairy godmother cast a wonderful spell on a little white mouse and a pumpkin as well.
A driver and carriage tonight you must be, and take Cinderella to the palace for me. Cinderella, remember, you mustn't be late. At 12 o'clock midnight, be home at your gate. Jump into your carriage and do not look back, or your gown will turn into an ugly old sack.
Okay, the main points for this part. The fairy godmother cast a wonderful spell on a little mouse and pumpkin as well. A driver and a carriage tonight you must be. Cinderella, remember, you mustn't be late. At midnight, be home at your gate. Jump into your carriage and don't look back, or your gown will turn into an ugly old sack. Our new part for today is from page 26 to 33. Let's watch it together.
Cinderella, remember, you mustn't be late. At 12 o'clock midnight, be home at your gate. Jump into your carriage and do not look back, or your gown will turn into an ugly old sack.
Thank you, Godmother. Don't worry at all. Before it is midnight, I will leave the ball.
And so Cinderella went off to the ball in her gown and her slippers, the prettiest of all.
Cinderella will now have a chance to meet the young prince, to have fun and dance. Away to the ball, away to the ball. Now Cinderella's the prettiest of all.
And glass slippers too. Look at her now, she's pretty, it's true.
Away to the ball, away to the ball. Now Cinderella's the prettiest of all. Good luck, Cinderella, now go to the ball and find the young prince who's handsome and tall. Away to the ball, away to the ball. Now Cinderella's the prettiest of all.
With her beautiful gown and her long golden hair, when she entered the room, they all stopped to stare.
Just look at that girl,
said the guests at the ball.
Who can she be?
I don't know her at all. When the prince saw her, he loved her at once. He walked quickly to her.
May I please have this dance?
The sisters were jealous.
We want to have fun. It's our turn to dance. She can't be the one.
The prince, and so...
Okay, our new vocabulary for today. Worry, which is mean I'm worried on something or I'm afraid on something. Long, the antonyms of long is short. Enter, when someone enters your house or go in or go inside your house or any place. Golden hair, stare, to have a long look on something. Guest, when you have someone in your home, we call it guest. After watching the video, the main points of this part: Cinderella went to the ball with her beautiful gown and her long golden hair. They all stopped to stare. The guests, they all stopped to stare. When the prince saw her, he loved her at once. The sisters were jealous. They said, she can't be the one. Now we're going to answer in our booklet, page 134. Choose the correct answer from these words: prettiest, worry, slippers, handsome, gown, chance, leave. Sentence number 1. Cinderella has got a new gown and glass slippers. Cinderella said, "Thank you, godmother, don't worry at all. Cinderella will leave the ball before it is midnight." Cinderella was the prettiest of all in her new gown and glass slippers. Cinderella now will have chance to meet the prince. Booklet page 134. Answer the following questions. When will Cinderella leave the ball? She will leave at midnight or 12 o'clock. What did Cinderella wear in the ball? She wore a new gown and glass slippers. Was Cinderella pretty in the ball? Yes, she was. Booklet page 135. Choose the correct answer. Cinderella entered with her beautiful gown and her long golden hair. All the guests stopped to stare. The prince loved Cinderella at once and he walked quickly to her. The sisters were jealous of Cinderella. It's our turn to dance, the sisters said. Booklet page 136. Answer the following questions. What did the guests do when Cinderella entered the room? They all stopped to stare. Were the sisters happy while the prince had a dance with Cinderella? They were jealous. Who said this to whom? Just look at this girl. The guests to themselves. May I please have this dance? The prince to Cinderella. See you next lesson.